To the Mobile Rocket Stadium on this quite pleasant Sunday afternoon. Overcast, slight breeze, looks like it might rain later, but very humid conditions for rugby league here. And the Women's Super League clash between Wakefield Trinity and St Helens. 18 degrees the temperature at the moment, but it'll feel a lot hotter than that at pitch side this afternoon. Wakefield Trinity coming into this game having won one of their 4 games in the Super League this season, 7th in the table. That win coming away at York in week number 2, but they did win here last week in the Challenge Cup, beating Widnes by 24 points to 6. St Helens, they're 3rd in the table, 3 wins from their 4 games. You can tell, you'll probably have guessed, the only game they've lost was away at Castleford. Wins away at Wigan and at home to Bradford, and at Featherstone see them just behind the Bulls in the table on points difference coming into this 5th round of fixtures. They beat Stanley last week in the Challenge Cup by 96 points to 0. And of course, both these teams will be looking forward to the Challenge Cup quarter-final draw, which will be made later this afternoon. 2 team lineups for you, starting with Wakefield. It's Clifton, Lewis, Brinkley, Rose, Billington, Wood, Ryan, Swain, Zanray.
So I think the Zanray at hooker, following on Jordan Catlin and the other prop.
That's correct.
Second rows is Hannah Watt and Alicia Rhodes, and loose forward is Maddie Hurst. I was going to say Wayne. The coach has got Maddie Hurst.
He's not allowed to play.
No, he's not allowed to play. And yes, on the bench, Claire Reynard, Rebecca Braley, Shackleton and Hopkins makes up the interchange.
That's what we call teamwork, Jamie. Perfect teamwork. St Helens lane line-up as follows. Jodie Cunningham is at full-back this afternoon for them, and then it's Rebecca Avenel, Naomi Williams, Rihanna Burke, Leah Burke, Zoe Harrison, Faye Gaskin in the halves, Lizzie Gladman, Tara Jones, Channing Crowell, Pip Birchall, Darcy Stott and Beth Stott, with a bench of Emily Partington, Danny Bush, Sarah Lovejoy and Claire Mullaney. Kick-off then at 1 o'clock. Teams in the tunnel, just about to come out here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium for this intriguing clash in the Women's Super League. St Helens big favourites with the bookmakers coming in to this one, but Wakefield will be looking to cause the upset this afternoon. We'll see how they can get on as the crowd cheer them on. Quite humid conditions here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium this afternoon, so I'd rather be alongside you, Jamie, watching than on the field myself this afternoon, because it is very, very hot and humid here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. But St Helens, semi-finalist last year, knocked out by Wigan in the playoffs, of course, and went on to win the grand final. But they get a measure of revenge from that performance, beating Wigan in the first game of the season by 6 points to 4. Then nilled Bradford at home, beat Featherstone 54-16 before losing at Castleford, as many teams probably will do this season, by 30 points to 14. And it will be the Saints who will kick us off. They'll be attacking the Doncaster Road end here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium this afternoon. And we're underway. St Helens attacking from left to right, and Wakefield with first possession of the ball, and it is Danny Swain who takes things up and makes it up to the just short of the 30-metre line. So Wakefield in possession in this Women's Super League 5th round clash at the Mobile Rocket Stadium as they work the ball across the field. Well, they're gaining a couple of metres there. That was Rose who will play the ball. And again, they continue onto the route outside the miss-out pass. Again, make another 5 metres or so, just short of the 40 now. Good defence from St Helens in the early stages of this game. Appeals for a penalty for holding down at the play of the ball, but the referee unmoved by those actions as Wakefield continue to make their way down onto the left-hand side. Almost at halfway now. As they come back into the centre of the field, looking for the pass back on the inside. They are up at halfway, but that's the 5th tackle. So a good first defensive set from St Helens. The kick will land just between the 30 and 40 metre lines. Jodie Cunningham looks to go for it. A clash between 2 St Helens players, and good chase there by Wakefield, and St Helens will start 20 out from their own. Yeah,
good chase by that from Alicia Rose in the second row, but as the breakdown, St Helens down the middle, Kate and Clifton managed to hold on and slow down the tackle for her teammates, but it looks like she's stripped the ball. Oh, but the referee's gone back to 1.
Yeah, referee says play
1-1.
on, which is good news, and Billington has possession 40 metres away from their own line. So a good defensive effort there from Wakefield, because it looked all the world as if Saints were going to break through and score that try. But as you say, a good defensive effort from Clifton. And Wakefield back in possession and 10 metres further up the field than when they started last time. So they're up to halfway already. That'll give them some confidence in the early stages of this one, as they again go down that left-hand side. Wakefield in possession here, as they're up just short of the 40. Looking back on this right-hand side now, it's Wakefield with Clifton again, just over the 40-metre line once again. Saints' defence very good so far in this game, but that's all they've had to do so far in this one. Back onto the right hand side, and unfortunately it's a knock on, and Saints have possession, and they can break here, but again good defensive work there from Billington, and Saints are taken down just on halfway. So a scrum hat there does Rihanna Burke, but they play on, and Saints up to the 40-metre line through Kroll, who plays the ball, and they go back onto the inside. Nice one from dummy half by Tara Jones, who's taken down 35 metres out, so a very good chance here for Saints, but the first points on the board, first real attacking possession for them. They come down this right-hand side, or left-hand side, well, there's a bit of obstruction there, but no, says the referee, and that is good defensive work again from Wakefield, and very good hands from Billington. Stops the pass first of all, and then keeps hold of it, and Wakefield will start 5 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, that's really positive. That, I mean, if Wakefield are going to be in this game, they're going to have to defend resolutely, and you see how many points they scored last week in the Challenge Cup against Stanley, and that's what they need to do. They just need to have lots of the ball. Don't spill the ball, and the longer they have it, the more chance that they have that they're going to keep the score down. Yeah,
no one's under any illusions here. Wakefield know exactly where they are in the Super League pecking order this season. That's a big win at York in the second week of the season, a big confidence boost for them. But coming up against St Helens, as mentioned, semi-finalist last year, one of the top teams of the division this year, it's always going to be a hard task, whether you're at home or away. And it's been a good, positive start to the game for Wakefield. Not able to make too many metres, though, which is a credit to this St Helens defence. They kick the ball away. Not going to make too much on that one. Ball.
Oh, nice.
And Saints get a penalty there for offside, one assumes.
Yeah, so
a bit of a let-off there.
Yeah, they're all in front of Alicia Rhodes, who were kicking, and she looked to chase through and put everybody else onside, but I think the referee wanted to see 10 on the catcher, and they didn't give that, and I think that's the reason why she spilt the ball and Wakefield got the error. But yeah, the referee says it didn't give them 10 from the kick.
So Faye Gaskin, ball in hand, kicks to touch, and Saints will start 20 metres out from the Wakefield lines. Another good attacking position for St Helens. Still 0-0, of course, here live at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. They work the ball on the inside. Nice cut out pass there, and plenty of space out on this left-hand side. Probably took the wrong option there to go back inside with the pair of Burks, so to speak, Rihanna and Leah out on this left-hand side. Apologies already for that one. And good defence there again from Wakefield, holding up Darcy Stott just short of the line, but very good position here for St Helens. They go back onto the inside, not the best pass, but they make something of it this time, as it's Gladman in the number 27 shirt who's taken down about 3 metres short in front of the Doncaster Road terrace. They scoot from dummy half, and Tara Jones, well, scoots and scores a very simple try. Bamboozled the defence, and Saints are in front 4-0. Tara Jones with the try.
Yeah, I think that the try... The drive earlier by the big 27 Darcy Stott, I think 27 Lizzie Gladman, she drew in the defence, and there were just gaps all over, weren't there, around that ruck. They left a few on the ground, and Tara Jones went over without a hand on her.
It's very difficult, as we alluded to in this kind of game, where you are up against a top team. As you say, they beat the team who were Wakefield's big rivals in the Championship last year, 96-0 last week in the Challenge Cup. It's always going to be tough, but Wakefield can be pleased with some of their defensive efforts so far in this one. The problem is, as we've seen so far this season, a lot of the top teams don't give you any time on the ball, and St Helens have done that again today, just pushing Wakefield back, but they'll attempt the conversion in front of the sticks. Faye Gaskin with the effort to make it 6-0. And indeed she does. So Wakefield 0, St Helens 6. Let's get at the Mobile Rocket Stadium.
Yeah, I think Wakefield needed to make more metres out of their own line, didn't they? They only got to the 20 before the kick came in, and then that penalty for offside from Chase. It was always going to be hard to defend Saints from 20 metres out. They need to be playing it down in this end of the field as far away as they can, but they also need to defend because it looks like St Helens can break from anywhere, as they did from the first set. They went straight through the middle, so they're strong everywhere, but definitely they need to not be playing 20 metres away from their own line with 6 tackles.
It's a massive step up from the Championship to the Super League this season for Wakefield. As mentioned, that win against York is a big result in terms of trying to stay as far away from the bottom of the table as possible. As Wakefield will restart. Saints with the 6-point lead. And the kick makes it to about the 30-metre mark, and Saints will start. And again, they do like to throw the ball around, very much in the fashion of their men's side, who, of course, dare we say, beat the Trinity men yesterday in the Challenge Cup. And, of course, both these sides in the Women's Challenge Cup draw coming up later this afternoon. Another good break there by Jodie Cunningham, or half break, taken down just on the halfway line, and Saints looking dangerous again as they look back inside and outside. Well, that pass wasn't great, and it's a knock-on, and nice little let-off there for Wakefield, because Saints were in a good position, but just got a little bit confused with themselves.
Yeah, she didn't know whether to hit the lead runner, did she, or if it were going to go around the back, and what she did, she put it into the backside of the lead runner. So yeah, Wakefield need to use this now and get as far away as they can. Nice, good kick. Hopefully put it into touch. Have a walk to scrum. Like you say, it's very muggy early on in this game, though.
Yeah, take as much advantage of the conditions as you possibly can, as Clifton passes the ball inside. And it's Watt who's taken down just short of the halfway line. Wakefield 0, St Helens 6, the latest here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. As Wakefield again go down that left-hand side. Both teams favouring the left, it seems, in this game in the early stages here. And a bit of a slow removal from the tackle there by Saints, but Wakefield up just over the 40-metre line. The fastest of play the balls again as Swain, the captain, makes a good few metres after contact, and they're 30 metres away now. A couple of tackles left in the bank. Points left, goes right as ever, and it's the number 5 Rose who's taken down. Last tackle. What can Wakefield do here then? Will they go high? Will they go low? We'll find out now as the kick does go high from Ryan. Between fullback and winger, hits the post protector. And that comes out well for Wakefield. They will force Saints to start pretty much on their own goal line. So Saints now down the right-hand side with that 6-0 lead. Back through the middle, it was Tara Jones, the hooker, with the try for St Helens. Pushing and shoving in the ruck area there, but Saints move quickly. And again, just taken down. And looks like that might be a nasty knock there for the captain, Swain, who was down before she was landed on by the Saints player.
Yeah, I think when she dropped on her, I think she just dropped on with a stray knee. I don't think there was anything malicious in it, but she got a whack and let out a yelp, but she looks like she's alright as Danny Swain. She's made a strong stuff as the skipper. Definitely need her on the pitch. We're missing Lisa Taylor this afternoon. She's been massive for Wakefield in the start of this season. She injured her back last week in that victory over Widnes. And again, with Swain coming from Bradford a couple of seasons ago, they're the big experienced players in this side.
Yeah, rugby league plays male or female. If they're hurt, they stay down. If they're not, they get back up. And Swain is back up. And good defensive set here from Wakefield. They've pegged Saints back to their own 40, but here comes the last tackle. Not forward, but the referee plays play on, and Saints in a good position here. Looks for the pass on the inside, and St Helens have the overlap on the right hand side. Not like obstruction there, but they play on and knock on, dearie me, and that is a big let off for Wakefield. Takes a great break there, but maybe I'm a bit harsh. We're saying that pass was forward. I shouldn't say those things when I'm up here, but it's easier to see from here than down there. We're
on Wakefield Trinity's broadcast. It's not we can be biased.
I don't know if I'm saying about obstruction rule. I don't know the obstruction rule. Well, the referees
very different.
Trust them more than I do. As Wakefield will start. I mean, again, it could have been worse ends to the set for St Helens. They force Wakefield back, and Well, that isn't a good mistake for St Helens, but a good reliever from Wakefield. They'll get a penalty about 25 metres out. It's in the centre of the field, so not the easiest place to kick for touch, and I think they're going to have to tap and run, and that is what they'll do with Swain, the captain. Again, makes a good 10 metres and pushes the St Helens defenders back. 3 women in the tackle, so takes a couple of men out of the defensive line as they play the ball. And come on to this right-hand side. Back on to the left, and again, a nice scooting run there by Hurst, who's taken down just outside the 40-metre line. Wakefield looking to get their first points on the board. Again, playing a bit of battering ram style rugby at the moment, trying to get those metres, push the Saints defence back. They have made it to halfway though. Swain was looking for it, but was the dummy runner this time. Nice pass there through to Rhodes, who's just taken down by the Saints defence. They are very good defensively, this St Helens side, pushing Wakefield back as they have so far. But that's a nice pass. And Rose is taken down just 35 metres out from the Saints line. So again, Wakefield will be kicking away possession. Not the best of kicks there. And it hands a good field position for St Helens. They're 35 out from their own line.
Yeah, I think Erica's put her hand up for that one. She knew she shouldn't be kicking from dummy half, especially into the open side. They should have gone probably down the touch side, shouldn't it? Because they're giving Saints the ball and they're breaking away here.
Yeah, they are breaking away. It's a nice break here, but taken down by Billington. Eventually the ball goes forward there, and it's a knock-on. So again, this was an issue I had with Saints yesterday in the Men's Challenge Cup tie. I thought they played the ball too much. They were looking for passes that weren't there, and they could have scored a lot more points against the Wakefield men's side yesterday. Yeah, obviously, we're glad they didn't, but again, Saints here perhaps guilty of overplaying a bit too much on the second tackle. Yeah,
they're looking to score off every play, aren't they? I think they're trying to beat that 96 points from last weekend, but no, they need to probably be a bit more composed than that and get some kicks away and instead of trying to score on every play. But yeah, Chloe Billington chased back well, put pressure on that pass that could have gone to hand and they could have scored off that one, but great chase from Billington.
Yeah, see what Wakefield can do with a ball in hand this time as Stanley waits at dummy half. Ball back onto that left-hand side. They pass nicely here, Wakefield. They are a good team to watch when they get the ball in hand in a good position, which Saints haven't left them too much here to do. Just another 5-10 metres gain there as Wakefield make it over the 40-metre line. And come on to this right-hand side. Again, running up at the defence, making a good, easy 10 metres. Just pushing that Saints defence back. It'll be interesting to see how they can end this set. Obviously, we want them to score, but can they force Saints into an error? Well, unfortunately, it's Wakefield that come up with the error, and the loose ball is taken, and Saints will start 40 metres out from their own line. As they come to this right-hand side. A nice dummy there, but Swain clears up. Nice run there by the Saints forward Birchall. And again, they make a good 10 metres and we're already up to the 30-metre line, and that's a penalty.
Yeah, Alicia were just trying to gain us out of some minutes, wasn't she?
Another 10 for dissent there. Well, in any kind of match, those are the penalties you just can't afford to give away, especially not against a team like St Helens. And as we saw last time, the penalty led to the try, and well, they're in a good position here to do so again as Saints start with Cunningham, who's taken down 10 metres out, so already just 10 metres short of the Trinity line. It's St Helens going down that right-hand side. Nice pass inside, but no movements, and the tackle is eventually made. She was looking for the offload, but just taken down short of the line.
Seemed to ricochet that pass. It looked like a knock-on. She lost it, then it regained it, but sure it a Wakefield player, so...
Nice dummy there by Gladman, who unfortunately loses the ball for St Helens, and Swain picks up, ragged to the ground, and Wakefield will start 10 metres out. I don't think she was happy with the tackle there.
No, I think Gladman were a bit upset with how that play ended and took out on Danny Swain. Yeah.
Keep an eye on those two as Wakefield start again through the centre of the field. Again, nice run up. And they make a good 10 metres, tailing by 6 points now in this Women's Super League 5th round tie. Moving down the right, and again, Wakefield ball in hand. There was some nice moves. Ryan there taken down to short of the 40 again. The hookers anyway appeals for everything as the ball is back with Billington. And the 3 Saints players take her down. That's the last already. These tackles seem to be so quick. They play the balls, the tackles from Saints. And the kick there, the referee says it was played out by Saints. So good thinking there by
Danny Rose. Yeah, I think she just tried to clear the lines once she. I don't think anybody put their hand up to kick that one. I think she found it in her hands. I thought, well, I'll have to get rid of this one. Yeah, it looked like it played out for me. As Wakefield swap their middles, Swain and Catlin come off for a breather, and it looks like they're replaced by Anne-Marie Shackleton, and Rebecca Braley comes onto the field.
It's very, very humid out there at the Mobile Rocket Stadium.
Yeah, a good 18 minutes done by the 2 front row. I think they've worked hard for that first 18.
Have to defend hard against this impressive St Helens side, but I'll be glad of this breather at the moment. It's one of the Saints players. I think it might be Gladman's getting a bit of tape on a hand injury. It's been taped up, but yeah, the conditions very close, they call it, don't they? Very close. The humidity here at the Mobile Rocket this afternoon. You're in the right place watching rather than playing this afternoon, it's fair to say. But Wakefield start with a scrum, 40 metres out from their own line. It's in the arms of Clifton, who gets the ball immediately out to Watt. So taken down just about 45 metres away from their own line, so 5 metres short of halfway. But pushing there, and again a bit of a messy play the ball from St Helens, messy tackle in the ruck by St Helens. Wakefield not happy there, but they play on. And Wakefield will make themselves up just short of halfway. This is the problem for Wakefield in this game, or one of the problems. Saints very good attacking side, but in defence as well, they are very, very good. Up at the runners quickly, and forcing Wakefield to make very few gains. So Saints already waiting for the ball to be returned to them as Wakefield come out back through the centre of the field. Nice pass, half break again. It's all those half breaks from Wakefield at the moment. Reynard this time. As the ball is kicked high. Bit of pressure here on the Saints, and Wakefield actually come up with the ball, but they'll have to give the ball back. It is Saints in possession, and the turnover on the 20-metre line. So still 6-0, which is certainly a positive for Wakefield. And it's only 6-0 to St Helens. They've had their chances, the Saints. In fairness to Wakefield, they've had 0 chances I can think of to score points in this game. So
yeah, most
there's not much you can do, is there?
Sort of halfway through the middle of the field, at halfway. They've not been in 20 metres, have they? And no. They're not looking like being in that half for much longer after that high tackle. They're probably going to start over the halfway out there with this kick.
Yeah, it's right in the middle, so I wonder if they will tap this time. But if you're going to give away a penalty, I think today, it's in the middle of the field, so they can't kick it to touch. But Gaskin will have a go. She backs herself, the England international, as she should. And it's a good kick as well, as they make it just over the halfway, about 5 metres in to Wakefield territory. So another good start position here for St Helens, but they've had those so far in this game and not been able to capitalise. St Helens in possession and over the 40-metre line. So what can they do from this set? Leading by 6 points still. That solitary try from Tara Jones. Gaskin converted that one. And again through the middle. Bit of one-man rugby for Saints as they look to push this Wakefield defence back, who've defended well so far in the opening stages of this game. Nice pass there, just taken by Saints. They make their way over the 30-metre line, wanting to clear the ruck quickly there, the referee, because he's pinged Wakefield a couple of times here. Nice pass out on the outside, and it's Leah Burke who's taken the pass, but taken down. Again, good work from Billington in defence, but Saints in a great position here. Numbers out on the right-hand side for Saints. Jones goes on her own once again, and it's the last tackle. They've got to look on the right side if you're looking for a St Helens point of view, because all the numbers are out there, but have they seen them? Here comes the pass, here comes Cunningham. Well, they don't need to go out wide because Cunningham's in. Another big gap there. All the numbers are on this left for the Wakefield defence, and Saints, they knew, and Cunningham's in, and that is a 10-point lead for St Helens.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a matter of time, wasn't it? When they broke down this side, Chloe Billington did really well to get back and stop the try, and another hit up to the on this left again, and the Wakefield just compacted a bit more And yeah, there were, I think from the post to the touch there were two players defending, weren't there? So no doubt Cunningham just backed herself and said we don't need to go out wide. I can score and make the kick easier.
Which is probably the wise thing to do with some of the passing so far in this game. A few loose passes for Saints. Could have been worse than it is at the moment, but again, you've got to give Wakefield credit. They are defending. They can't get any possession in a position to score points. And there's not much you can do without the ball in that 20-metre red zone, as they say. Gaskin with a attempt here to make it 2 from 2. Just the right-hand side of the uprights. Saints attacking the Doncaster Road, terracing in this first half.
North Standers are quiet, are they?
They're still drowning their sorrows from last night. Hits the post this time. Gaskin bounces away, and it remains 10-0.
I'll put that one down as 12 already. I'd already marked it down.
Oh, I didn't see that. So maybe we should put some more points down for Saints, and then they don't score them. That's what we should try and do. So it's Wakefield 0, St Helens 10 in the first half of this Women's Super League encounter. Wakefields need to try and force an error somewhere, but how they can do that, I'm not too sure. It's midway through the first half. It'll be Wakefield's at number 7 to kick the ball from the kickoff. Ryan looking to just force St Helens back, but it's exceedingly difficult to do here for this Trinity side. And the ball bounces between 3 players, and Saints take the ball and again make a nice break. They do look dangerous, ball in hand. They do look to have a little bit more pace perhaps than Wakefield, and those half breaks, you wonder how those will go as the game goes on and the heat and humidity kicks in. Again, a nice scoop from dummy half for St Helens, and there is that half break, and there is that pass, and there's the third try, and this time Gaskin will go under the sticks. Nice pass, lateral pass, and Gaskin didn't have too much hard work to do there, and St Helens extend their lead, back-to-back tries in quick succession, and Gaskin makes it fairly easy for the conversion here as well without putting the mockers on her. That makes it 14 points to 0 with the kick to come. But I think that's going to be the worry here is the heat, the energy levels. Saints just look that little bit faster.
Yeah, I think it's important for the girls' heads not to go down too much. I know there's 2 scores in quick succession, but they've been doing some good things in this first half, and I think they just need to get to the half time when because there is some hands on heads as well, so there's some tired bodies out there. It's warm. And they're playing against a great side, and I think they just need to keep positive. They've done well at first 20 of this.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because as we say, teams come up into Super League. St Helens, semi-finalists last year, 3rd in the table. They've beaten everyone apart from Castleford, who you would expect are going to beat pretty much everyone this season. They're a very good team. And Wakefield are almost starting all over again, promoted from the Championship as Gaskin adds the extras to make it 16-0. It's a tough one, but the positive for Wakefield going forward, and we saw this last week with the average age of the squad, it was something ridiculously low, wasn't it, in the win over Widnes? This is a team that can grow and grow as the years go on.
Yeah, I think they're a good 12 months behind the other sides, aren't they? But, I mean, for me, it's been really positive this season with the ejections of the young ones. So I think there's about 5 that are sort of 16 to 19 there, maybe 5 or 6 that are 16 to 19, and they've been really positive for this year. So if anything, I think that's just made the season worthwhile, and they're going to be better by playing against this level of players, aren't they?
Everyone wants to win every week, but you can't win every week. So if you can put in players in a position to learn, you're going to be better in the future, and that's the key perhaps for Wakefield this season. They're an entertaining team to watch, and if you are watching this at home today and thinking, I want to come down, check out the website, check out the fixture list, check out social media, and get down and watch a game here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. And fingers crossed for a nice home tie in the Challenge Cup. That will be drawn later this afternoon. Wakefield and St Helens both, of course, still in the quarterfinals with that carrot at the final at Bolton coming up in July. So again, nice half break there by St Helens as they decide to tackle each other there. And I'm not sure who it was who stayed down. Cunningham was involved there, but one of the players took a knock for a bit of a friendly fire there from Saints, but I think Wakefield can play. Get a nice little breather here and just reset themselves.
Yeah, I think it was Tara Jones, and Gaskell getting in each other's way.
An odd one, but it happens.
I thought they went down a little.
Maybe Saints want to drink as well. It's good to see. People say, what's the difference between men's rugby league and women's rugby league? There's nothing. Look at the amount of water carriers on the pitch. It's just like watching a game in the men's Super League. So Saints will be happy with this scoreline, 16-0, but I think they probably could have scored more points in this first half. And Wakefield defensively, the effort is there. It's just tough when you're a team. Doesn't matter what level you're playing. If you haven't got the ball, if you haven't got the field position, it is difficult to keep going and keep going and keep defending because that is where the energy is used up. As Saints will resume 30 metres out from the Wakefield line once the physios and water carriers and doctors are away from the field. So the players will be complaining about this rest, though, because it is very humid, as we keep saying.
I'm surprised they haven't taken a mandatory drinks break. And usually when it's these, I think luckily it's not sunny, isn't it? But it's definitely still, the temperature's still there.
Yeah, very overcast Bellevue, but very warm. As Shackleton's running repairs are complete, and St Helens resume and go down that right-hand side. They're taking down about 25 metres out. That's the last, though, so Wakefield will look to put some pressure on here as Birchall plays the ball. Yeah, glad to get out of this set, having seen back-to-back tries from Saints. But that's a nice kick from Gaskin, a very nice kick from Gaskin. But again, defending well there by Billington. Perhaps would have been happier to keep hold of the ball. Well, certainly would have been happier to keep hold of the ball. But stops a try. St Helens, though, will get possession from the scrum. It was a nice kick there from Gaskin, looking for Leah Burke. Couldn't quite take it. And Billington did what she had to do.
Yeah, she's defended a lot of Chloe Billington this first half. I'd like to see her some ball in her hand because she can shift. She's scored, I think, in most matches that Wakefield have scored in. She's been one of the try scorers, so it's not good that she's gone down holding her ankle. I hope she won't have to come off, because if the Wakefield are going to get some points, I feel it's from some of the wingers via breakaway. But I don't think the Wakefield are going to go through Saints. I think they're going to have to go around them if they're going to get any points this afternoon.
Yeah, it does look that way, because in that middle, Saints, as we keep saying, that their defence has been superb so far. Just not letting Wakefield make any more than those 5-10 metre gains, and just not able to make much of the possession, little possession that they've had in this game so far. We don't have possession stats in front of us, but I would assume Saints have had far more of the territory and far more of the possession so far, with their 16-0 lead. Tries from Jones, Cunningham and Gaskin, and Gaskin converted 2 of those 3. This doesn't look good, though, for Billington, does it? The medical staff look like they might be signalling for a change here, which is, as you say, not good for one of Wakefield's top performers so far this season.
And also not great that it's a back. I'm not sure if we've got a back on the bench, so Wayne Lewis might have to rejiggle his troops there. Yeah, Claire Rainey's coming on, and she's a second row, so I can probably say that probably Alicia Rose or Hannah Watt will go into the centre, pushing Danny Rose onto the wing, and Reynard will go into the second row. I'd have thought maybe Hannah Watt probably into the second row. We'll see into the centre. Sorry. Yeah,
well, as Saints in possession, it's even more excuses for them to perhaps break down this left-hand side with the reshuffle. But again, numbers out on that right-hand side, and Wakefield trying to scramble out onto the right as Saints again go that way. And again, they've got the ball, and again, they're in possession, and again, they're close to the line. And will they be held up this time? No, it's a try for St Helens. So, valiant defence there, but unable to hold off the Saints player.
Yeah, I think they nearly turned her, didn't they? And but she just got the ball down just before they pushed her back. They had enough around her. They stopped her. They just couldn't stop her getting the ball down. She was just over. But in the set before that, I thought Saskia Lewis did really well. She jumped up on Cunningham because there were another 2 on the overlap, but she knew she had to get up and stop her there. But it was going to be a matter of time until the Saints had got over on that right-hand side. They couldn't readjust properly with Saskia Lewis in net marker. I was trying to see who that Scottish try.
Yes. I was trying to do the same thing. Number 3.
Yeah.
And that will be Naomi Williams with the try. Will replace the question mark on my team sheet. Apologies, Naomi, when you watch this one back. So tough kick for Gaskin. She missed from a bit closer in terms of the right-hand wing. Can she add the extras here? 20 points to 0 to St Helens. And a couple of stoppages in play of this first half. Gaskin this time. She hit the post last time. This time it goes wide. So still 20-0 to the St Helens side, who are third in the table coming in to this week's fixtures. Castleford are at Bradford and Leeds away at York. That one kicked off at lunchtime, and when I last checked, Leeds, as you'd expect, were dominating that game as they did last week in the Challenge Cup. So it's important for St Helens that they pick up the points today. I think looking at that table, they're starting to be a bit of a breakaway, even though we're only 4 games into the season.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be I'd probably say a split in 2. Some tables that are bigger split in 3, don't they? But I think that's definitely going to be top 4 and the rest, isn't it?
Almost top 1 and the rest. I've seen Castleford a couple of times, and they were very impressive against Leeds when I saw them a few weeks ago. Yeah, very impressive.
The stuff they're doing is like completely different gravy to this, isn't it? I mean, the shapes and they're playing like a men's team, aren't they? To be honest, like the shapes and the move they're putting on is a different set of skill level than what we're seeing out here this afternoon.
Well, I've said before, they're probably the best rugby league team in the country at the moment, and they are leading the way in the Women's Super League table. But just because you finish top doesn't mean you're going to win that grand final at Headingley later on in the season. Saints already close to the halfway line with this 20 points to 0 lead as they come back onto this left-hand side, which is rejigged for Wakefield. The prop forward Kroll taken down just over the halfway line. So again, Wakefield defending, and got to be mindful they don't give away a penalty here. Again, St Helens go down this short side, and again looking for a pass that wasn't necessarily there, and that's a let-off there again for well, I won't say for Wakefield, well, it's not a let-off because the referee's given the scrum head and feet to St Helens.
I don't think she played at that, to be honest.
No,
I mean, heads to the opposite side to her body and her arms around to affect the tackle. I don't think she even knew that were there, but
no. But,
it did come off her, so the referee has got a...
That's 1-1, I guess, on that count, but that pass wasn't there for Saints, and I don't know, maybe they're thinking too much about that left-hand side rejig, but they go through the centre of the field this time out with Beth Stott, one of 2 Stotts in the St Helens pack, and the lock forward is taken down. Loose for, not Australian. Gaskin this time with a pass to Stott, and they're up to just short of the 10-metre line, so again a dangerous position here for Wakefield as they look to spread their defence. Again, a nice little run by Jones, and the pass inside to Gaskin, and that's her second try of the game, and it is Saints' 4th try of the game, and they now extend their lead to 24 points to 0. When you look at that spine of the side, Cunningham at fullback today, Gaskin in the halves, Jones at number 9.
Yeah, I think if they just follow each other around the park, there's going to be some tries in just from the support players, aren't there? I don't think they need to put much on attacking. They just need to run hard and follow each other, because I think at the minute Wakefield are struggling to wrap that ball up in contact, aren't they? And we've probably got about 5 minutes left, so probably 26, won't it?
Does look that way as Gaskin bang in front of the post this time. They're a good team to watch in the Helens, but just at the moment just looking for too many passes that aren't quite there. I know they've, without giving away the end result of this match, you would think they've probably done enough already, but you've still got to be professional about things. Don't force things that aren't there. Well, you can't play a perfect game, but you've got to get as close to it as possible as Gaskin adds the extras, and that does make it 26 points to 0. She's 2 from 4 with the boots to add to her 2 tries so far. So again, Saints will wait for the kick-off as Wakefield making a change, and Gatlin is back on the field.
Yeah, she's replacing Anime Shackleton. I think this is Shackleton's second game. She didn't make the team for the first few, but she's trained hard and got in the side, and she had a good, strong 20 minutes there, albeit most of it having to be in defence. Yeah, they're working hard still. I think Wayne will be happy with the first 20 minutes. I think this second 20 minutes he won't be happy with, and he'll be letting the girls know like he does. And I think that he just wants to see a bit more with the balls.
Yeah. It's been so hard for them because Saints have just not given them any possession in a decent position on the field. And Saints start again from their own 30, and already they're up to the 40-metre line because they're just making those metres at the moment. And we've got a slight stoppage. A couple of players down injured. And the referee stops his watch, so obviously the time you see on screen, not the official game time, but you can work out the injury time yourself at home. As players back up. Referee's not happy with something. Another player's down now. I think it's the...
I don't know what she's doing about it.
So, not an injury stoppage, but a boot stoppage.
They look brand new, them from America. They look a bit fast. I think they're rubbing a bit. I don't think she's worn them in. I got the trusty black ones back on there a bit.
I don't want those flash boots. No. Some very fancy colours in the Saints lineup. They're orange, green, bright yellow. We're almost back ready to resume, but not for Wakefield. Brinkley going off there into the down the tunnel, so another player lost, another back lost for Wakefield as well.
Yeah, it looks like Clifton's going to go into the... Clifton started at full-back. Brinkley's usually on the full-back and shit. So Brinkley was in the centre. Probably going to have to second rower into there, aren't they? Another second rower into the backs.
I'm highly concerned about these boots at the minute as well, because Danny Swain's coming back on now. She hasn't got a shirt on yet, but she's been pushed back into action. Now she's come back off again.
No, she's going back on. Cue the Benny Hill thing.
I can say it's all a bit Keystone Cops at the moment. No one quite knows what they're doing, but when you've got two injuries to your backs and you haven't got those backs ready to come on, there's not much you can do. The bit of blood there on the sidelines.
Yeah, it looks like Briley's got a cut to her eye.
So that'll be another one going down the tunnel.
We were sunboxing last night, not her. We're matching her son's eyes.
So we resume, and Crowley's taken down about 40 metres out from the St Helens line. So St Helens in control, 26 points to nil as we approach the half-time interval. Kick early in the tackle count there.
And could do with that one running, but it's going to hold up.
It just held up, didn't it, on the lush Bellevue turf. And Clifton at full-back runs up and makes a good 10 metres, and they're short just of the 20-metre line. Can Wakefield force a break? Can Wakefield force a penalty here and get some possession in the Saints' half? That's what they'll be hoping to do here. Make the St Helens side make a mistake in defence. They've made a few in attack, but defensively been very good so far. It's Swain back on the field. Runs hard and he's taken down 30 out, and whatever Wakefield do at the moment, this Saints defence, they don't look like they've tired at all with their first half exertions because they haven't had much defence to do. Wakefield's making these 5 or 10 metres every time because Saints have been very, very good. A nice run from dummy half, but again it's
on her own. She needed someone with her there, didn't she?
There's no support. It's just another 10 metres and Wakefield have to kick away just in their own half, and the danger here is, of course, Saints will get possession and they'll run the ball up. It'll be Cunningham who will eventually take the ball, bounces a couple of times up past the 40, or up to the 40 rather, and Saints will start again just short of the halfway line. So again, another dangerous position here for St Helens to start with, as Leah Burke is in possession and makes the half break. She's got support this time, and Saints with Gaskin. She's already scored one from distance. Will she score another? Yes, she will. Faye Gaskin gets a hat-trick of first half tries under the sticks again, and that is a 30-0 lead to St Helens. Again, we spoke about the support play for Wakefield. It wasn't there, but it was for Saints, and Gaskin on the shoulder of Leah Burke takes the pass, and it takes the ball 30 metres up, and it is 30 points up for St Helens.
Yeah, it's just one-on-one tackles they're missing in the middle, aren't they? But I think one of the main differences between the two sides is that Saints are running in twos, aren't they? Like from Wakefield, when they made their break with Erica, she was on her own, and there were a couple. When someone's breaking through with Saints, there's several in support, and I think that's the main difference. I think Wakefield are just running in ones, and Yeah. What they pay to play down that end of the field. But they've got the second half, of course.
Yes, another 40 minutes to come after the half-time. As well as Gaskin looked to have had 2 points tally for 8-12. That's 3 tries plus 2 goals, 14. So this will be 16 points if she can add this one up. Half the Saints' points have come from her this afternoon. And a bang in front of the post again. She's made it easier for herself. Never want to say easy, of course. The kick is good. And the Saints lead by 32 points to 0.
So I think we're in injury time now. That might be a good 12 minutes, but I know, but probably a good few minutes.
Someone go nobble the referee's watch.
Yeah, blow up.
Give the players an early break.
Is that 32? Have I got that wrong?
Well, I think it's 32.
Yeah, I think it's 32. Got that one wrong.
Are we the official arbiters of the scoring? That's a concern.
Some of the scores that you see, the last week it were either 24 or 20. The referee got it wrong.
Oh dear. Well, here's the kick-off once again. Very much an air of let's get to half-time. Let's regroup, see what we can do in the second half of this one. No kicking tea either, so everyone's just dropping off a little bit in their concentration. Wakefield with it all to do. Saints, I guess for them, as with any team in this position, they will be looking to keep that nil next to Wakefield's name as this game heads into the second half. Saw last week at the Magic weekend in the Hull and Huddersfield game. Huddersfield's main aim, yes, they scored 55 points, whatever it was in the end. It was to keep Hull without a try, and they managed to do that, and that's what they were more proud about. There's Saints in the possession, short of the 40-metre line. Again, they go down that right-hand side, again, throw the dummy, but not taken this time. They are making those metres after contact at the moment, Saints. As referee calls held.
Could do with putting on the back, getting a slow play of the ball, but
you can see the offloads coming, and you can see the passes coming as well. That was a nice pass out wide for Saints. Avenel taken down just short of touch. So good defence there by Wakefield, but this Saints attack is relentless at the moment as they come back through the centre of the field. Again, throws the dummy, but Wakefield, 4 players here in the tackle, and it's taking 4 players, but again, they've got to get back, and they've got to get back up, and that's the problem for Wakefield at the moment. Again, Kroll in possession, big and strong, and she's taken down 35 metres out. Well, Wakefield will be happy that they've got Saints this far away from their own line, but how will they deal with the kick, or will they kick? They won't. It's a pass outside to Burke. She needs to do something here. She backs herself, and unfortunately for her, that was the wrong option. And again, I think Saints may have been a little bit... could have been a bit more smarter there.
Yeah, I think the pass could have gone earlier for a start.
And I don't want to give them ideas. I don't want to...
It was a good pass to the winger, wasn't it? Yeah. I thought it was going straight into the touchline, but no, the winger were hugging a chalk like good wingers should do and took it well, and I thought she were going to be in there, but no.
But again, they give up possession, and it's 10 metres out from the Wakefield line, and Wakefield have a long way to go.
And the Wakefield players on her back, 3 players on top of her. That must be like an 8-second play of the ball, and they're definitely stuck in the trenches there, aren't they? Dying to get out.
Swain, the captain, playing like a captain, running hard, trying to make those yards, trying to edge up her opponents. What is going on there with Birchall in the play of the ball there? A little push on Swain. Didn't see any need for that.
There he goes.
And that's half time. Well, Wakefield 0, St Helens 32. Jones with the try that kicks things off for St Helens, making the run from dummy half. Gaskin on the extra. So Wakefield defended well for a while after that. Kept Saints without further points, but they scored back-to-back tries. Jodie Cunningham and Faye Gaskin, who's been the star of this first half in terms of points. She scored 16 at St Helens 32. A half-time hat-trick. The other try coming from Williams. And, well, interesting to see what Wayne Hurst can get from his team in the second half. We don't know if we'll have those 2 players back from injury. He's had to reshuffle the pack.
No, well, Rebecca Brewley looks like her head's bandaged up and she's got a bag, so I can assume that she's off to Pinnerfields.
So, down to 3 interchanges, potentially 2, or 2 players on the bench rather. 32-0 down. You want to be in Wayne Hurst's shoes right now, and St Helens can have a nice relaxing break. But I don't think their coaching staff will be too happy either. They could have had a much better half than they have, which seems strange when you're talking about a team who are 32-0 up. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on them, I don't know. But
I think Weymouth were under no illusions of the task of this season, and to be fair, they were offered to stay up or stay down. It was their choice. It was their choice if they took the step up to a Super League this year or maybe next year. And they chose this year because they thought if they're going to get better, they have to play the best. And they know that along with that will be some defeats. But already, the York game, I think it's surpassed their expectations of this year. They've got York and Featherstone to play again. I know Featherstone beat them quite convincingly down here. But, I think some of the teams that they might be able to pick up another win. Probably not against the likes of Saints, Castleford, but and Bradford did do a job on them as well. That was quite surprising to me. But they are flying high, Bradford. I know they lost a lot of players. I think not a lot were expected of Bradford this year, but I think they've proved that they've got the class even when they've lost a few of their old guard. But yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. I think they need to take it for what it is. They're playing one of the best sides. They are missing a couple. I mean, Georgia Cutt is also missing. She played for Yorkshire this morning at Twickenham. She represents Northumbria University.
That's a fair enough reason not to play, then, isn't it?
Yeah, we're watching just before the game, and she scored a try. Did Georgia? So congrats to her. But it'd be great to get her back on the field because she's just that's something we need. That injection of pace that I think we're missing at the minute. And I think if as backs could fall to her around the ground today, I think we'd be playing a lot further towards the Saints line, I believe.
There's one thing I've noticed as a relative newcomer to Women's Rugby League. There's a lot more crossover between the two codes. There's not quite the same animosity.
No, I think there's just not the pool of players, is there? And, if they've got the skills, they can pass and catch and tackle. I think they'll play a bit of both. I know we've definitely got some union players in. There's Hannah Dickinson. She's from Sandal. She misses out today. She's been playing in the second row. And I think some of the other girls that are mainly league based. I've played a bit of union in the off season as well. So yeah, there's definitely a bigger crossover in the women's game. And yeah, we needed the new blood that's come in, and I think it's helped out this year definitely.
It can only improve. That's the thing. It can only go forward. And as you say, that win against York, if that's the only win at the end of the season, it's still a win, and that's all that matters. Half time, 32-0 to St Helens. Well, third lozenges in, ready for the second half. As you can see, it's gone a little bit darker. We don't need the floodlights just yet here, but Wakefield, I'm not sure what you can do in a situation like this. It's let's use phrases like a free hit or whatever. You just go out there, do your best. Can't do anything more than that.
They just need to learn how to defend against a team that can attack like Saints, isn't it? That's all. I think they can take out of this is just how to defend, how to, And
it's what you take out of these games that you put into the games that you can be more competitive in and do have a chance of winning, and that's the way to improve as a squad. And Wakefield have it all to do. They're 32-0 down, but St Helens, as you mentioned earlier, third in the table. Although they'll be looking at the points difference though now, because Leeds have won this afternoon. They were 5 points below them in terms of points difference. Leeds have won 50 points to 0 at York. Well, without wanting to be negative, as I'm often accused of, they are on track to overtake Leeds again today. Featherstone travel to Wigan. That one kicks off at 2 o'clock, but that's a good start for Wakefield. Forced the error from the kick-off. And what did we say in that first half, Jamie? They haven't had possession in the St Helens 20, and now they will have possession in the Saints 20.
They're in the 20. Write it down. 41 minutes.
Start again. It's 0-0. It's a different game.
See if we can win this half then, Rich.
Bookmakers did have Saints 48-point favourites in this one. So
16 to go. We can beat that.
So I used to
surprised the bookies do this. Do they know much about the two sides to be able to?
The firm I work for don't do, but another firm does, and I'm never sure they do. There might be an in there. There might be an in here for Wakefield as well, as they get the ball just inside the 10. Nice run from a dummy half by Zanra, who is taken down just short of the line. She's always lively at hooker, isn't she? Certainly expressive to the referees as they pass a little high, but well taken. Begging for the ball out on this left-hand side. With plenty of changes having to be made. 2 players going off to hospital, we understand, with a clash of heads between themselves. So it's bad enough getting injured by the other team, but when you do it to yourself, you leave yourself with 2 less players on the bench against a team who are very good. Well, Wakefield are doing it the hard way this afternoon, but they're having a go still. Kick into touch.
Yeah, they just need to be a bit more structured about who we're going to get the ball and who we're going to put the kick in. But it just came to someone and went, I guess I'll kick it. I think Alicia's playing at second row.
I think anyone's playing where they're supposed to be doing at the moment, and that gives Saints a big advantage. They're a settled team, as we mentioned, 3rd in the table. They've only lost once this year to the red-hot Castleford Tigers, who take on Bradford later in the week. Their fixture being moved. But Saints already next to the halfway line on this 7-tackle set, and it's Gladman, who was very lively in that first half, very physical. They're having a few words in the ruck area, but they get the ball out to Kroll, who wears number 10 but runs like a centre there, but the pass wasn't too good. Maybe passed like a prop there. That's a little bit unfair. And the ball goes dead, and Wakefield will get possession from the scrum.
Yeah, let off there from the Saints. The pass had gone to ground. They just had a backed her to go the 30 metres there. I think the full-back was still in the line, but
I don't want the viewers to think I'm being harsh on Saints here, but I think a little bit more composure. They could really have run away with things by now. I know they're already 32-0 up. It seems churlish to say so, but a bit more composure. And it could have been much worse for Wakefield in that first half. They're back in possession, but crucially back in possession in their own halves. And we've seen how well Saints have defended through this game, and I never like that won't help. And now Saints in possession, and it will be a scrum on the 30-metre line. So scrappy start to this second half. Wakefield 0, St Helens 32 live at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. We're hoping for no rain to come. The good news is it does appear to be less humid at the moment. I don't know if that's just with acclimatised to conditions here high up at the Mobile Rocket Stadium, but Saints holding the ball in the scrum there.
Seeing that, I'll tell we'll have a go.
And they are taken down 20 metres out. So again, good position here for St Helens as they get the ball back onto that left-hand side. Gaskin with ball in hand to Cunningham, who is taken down just short of the 10. Eventually it's in the arms of Kroll, rather, who's taken down just short of the 10. A bit of pushing and shoving and a few words exchanged as Saints again from Gaskin. She throws that dummy. She's looking for her 4th try of the game. She gets the offload, and it is Gladman who's in. Just had to fall over the line. That is what she did. And again, Gaskin involved in everything that's good for Saints in this one going forward. And Gladman with the try. And they now lead by 36 points to 0. And again, you give up possession in a dangerous place, which in fairness this Saints side could be anywhere on the field. And it is a 7th try to St Helens. I think it was Gladman anyway.
I think it was the smaller of the props.
Apologies.
Or the shorter of the props.
Wait for
the
her
one
to
with
turn
the white
round.
boots.
Yeah, wait for her to turn around to see her number. I don't know that Gladman sat in front of us and I've got it completely wrong, but
18. Claire Mullaney.
Apologies, Claire Mullaney. Off the bench, scores the try. Won't score many easier than that one.
Yeah, I think Gaskin just saw the gap, didn't she? She was going to spread it out right, but stepped off that right foot. And the defence got to her, but she just slips out the back door. And as the fans start going into the stand, it looks like we're going to get a bit of a rain shower here at Bellevue. Mobile Rocket Stadium, sorry. Sorry, Mr. Carter.
Yeah, make sure you get that right. It's always important to get the sponsors right. So the kick is good. Gaskin goes 4 from 7, and that is a 38.2-0 lead here at the Mobile Rocket Stadium. If you want to get in touch, join in the comments on YouTube. I've been sent a picture of one of the injured Wakefield players, and we said we wouldn't see Rebecca Briley again. And
we have.
bandaged up and on the way to hospital. So
she's looking good, Bex.
It's a tough game. Played out there as a junior for my school, but I was useless and got nowhere near the action. But I forget you forget sometimes how tough this game is and how players never want to go off. They never want to go to hospital and play on with a broken leg if they could, like James Graham the other week. And the rain is starting to fall here at the Mobile Rocket, which makes things even trickier to hold on to the ball. As Saints start and move up to the 40-metre line. Again, good movement after contact there from Saints. Just short of halfway, they resume play. That's the number 27, Gladman, who again forces Wakefield back with those metres after contact. They are very good ball in hand, very good in defence, St Helens side. It's no wonder they're up to third in the table, and they make the break, and it is a try again, and that is a simple run. Didn't have to put the afterburners on there, Hardy. Or Harris, I beg your pardon. Zoe Harris with the try, and that takes them past the 40-point mark. 42 points to 0. Zoe Harris with the try for Saints. Apologies if I get any names wrong, by the way. I'm trying to read my own handwriting, which is absolutely dreadful. It'd be helpful if I actually read the team sheet rather than my own version of it.
Score of it,
42-0, I think.
42.
Again, if we've got the score wrong, you put me in charge of this. This is a nightmare. But Gaskin will attempt the conversion. Again, right in front of the sticks. I mean, we've all played sport at some level. We've all been, well, I've been in Wakefield's position. There's just not much you can do. You're trying, but you come up against a better side. As Chris Chester said yesterday when Wakefield's men took on the Saints men, nothing wrong with losing to a better side. If they play better than you, you've tried your hardest, you've done everything you can do, there's nothing you can do. Can't fault the efforts. That is a 44 points to 0 lead for St Helens. Leeds winning 50-0 early, so they'll be trying to catch up with those in terms of a points difference, as early in the season we may be. Could be important in terms of deciding the playoff places. Although you do tend to feel that there's going to be a nice little battle between Bradford, Saints and Leeds in the way the league's set up at the moment, in terms of those playoff spots and who finishes where. Of course, Wigan and Featherstone should be underway now. A 2 o'clock kick-off due over the other side of the Pennines. And
if I had a Wigan TV subscription, I'd be checking in. But I don't.
Oh, wow. Why would you want one? But Wakefield kick off again. Decent enough kick off, and Saints will start 10 metres out from their own line. It's the try scorer who takes the possession of the ball. Mullaney, who's taken down, having made another 10 metres. So Jodie Cunningham. See her on the telly all the time these days. She was on Radio Merseyside as well yesterday, and wins a penalty here. As Saints will start and tap the ball and catch Wakefield on the hop there. Wakefield weren't looking, and that's a good easy 10-15 metres for St Helens. It's hard enough when you are concentrating, but those lapses don't help either, as Saints looking dangerous every time they head to the line. That second ball, once they hit the line, the offloads killing Wakefield at the moment. There's another offload, and there is Gladman, who takes the ball up, and they're already 30 metres out from the Wakefield line, attacking the hospitality end of Bellevue, the Mobile Rocket Stadium, in this second half, and it is back onto this right hand side. Saints 15 metres out, looking to pile on the pressure, pile on the points onto this Wakefield side. Again, kick through, not the best of options there, a bit too much on that one from Beth Stott. Avenel could do nothing about that one, the winger Rebecca Avenel, and the scrum will be pat down on Wakefield's head and feet, but again they're having to start 10 metres out from their own line with only 2 players on the interchange bench. And we don't know how well Billington is, do we? She obviously went off with help for that ankle injury or lower leg injury, and see her on the touchline, she's warming up, but this is a tricky position for a coach, isn't it? Because
we've got one sub then. one player that's not injured.
She's been one of the impressive players for Wakefield this year. Do you want to bring her back on in a game where
results. Go on.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you don't want to force the players into doing more than they have to do on the pitch themselves. But I think about the bigger picture sometimes. And Saints' defence here, they are pushing Wakefield back, and Wakefield starting on their 10. They're now 2 metres out from their own line. This is very impressive defence from St Helens. That's not the best of passes, and I wouldn't be surprised if they get pushed back for a goal line dropout at the moment. But they've done well to get back up to the 10 metre line. But this is great St Helens defence. They're putting all the pressure on Wakefield. Swain again, captain's run from her, and gets them out close to the 20 metre line. But this is, I know I keep saying it, but great defence from St Helens, and must be frustrating. But that's a nice ball on the outside, and you did say in that first half, Jamie, that if Wakefield are going to get possession and get a point, it's going to come on the outside. It was worth a try, because they weren't going to make many more metres there. And into touch, another play down injured, 20 metres out, and I don't know if Wakefield are going to have enough players to finish the game with a full complement at this rate. Saints about to make 2 more changes with the 14, Emily Partington, and 17, Sarah Lovejoy, about to come back onto the field. But yeah, Wakefield in trouble here in terms of injuries.
There's 2 down. There's one out, down at the back of the...
Oh, yes. Is it Lewis on the wing? I'm trying to... You can see better than I, because you can zoom in. I can't zoom in with it. But yeah, there's a player
no,
behind the
Saskia's on this wing. I think
that's okay,
this side is... Not sure if that's Claire Reynard.
See, people are used to watching...
12. But there's one behind the sticks as well.
Yeah, which we can't see because she's behind the Betfred post. So people who are watching us this afternoon, they're used to 2,700 cameras that they have on Sky and the BBC. We've got Jamie's trying to do everything with his camera, putting the score together. He's helping me out because I can't speak. And worrying times again for Wakefield here.
I thought that was Sean Wayne behind the sticks. I thought, what's he doing? What's he doing here?
He's off to Headingley, isn't he? Just throw that one in. Say Leeds men in crisis, not Leeds women. But we knew Wakefield would have to do it tough this afternoon.
Apparently it's Danny Rose.
Oh, this is going to cause another reshuffle for Waynehurst. Billington may have to come back on. They are making one change as Shackleton returns to the field. No idea what position she'll play in. It looks like a thigh injury over on the opposite side of the field.
Yeah, I think Reynard's going to have to go off, and I think they swapped her for Shackleton, but I don't think Rose is going to...
Can Danny Swain play in all 13 positions? You have to do everything at the moment. Going straight down the tunnel, unfortunately, Reynard. So, well, this is how you do it. This is called doing it tough, isn't it? It's hard enough with a full complement of 17 when you're up against a team who've won 3 of their 4 games this season, including against the champions Wigan. And now, well, she's not going down the tunnel. She's coming back over here. So maybe a bit of treatment, a bit of strapping, and she'll be back on. But
I think it's a hamstring, but she looks to be walking quite freely for a hamstring. But apparently the Danny Swain, I don't know, there was no one there and she went to the floor, so that's a worrying one, isn't it? And there's no one around her.
It will be a scrum for St Helens when we restart, of course. Wakefield were trying to get down that right wing, trying to expose Saints on the outside, but Saints wise to that. So another long injury break here, and it is a concern because obviously we're behind the post, not in play, but the referee speaking to the medical staff here. The Wakefield players now looking at the sidelines, looking to Waynehurst and asking where they want to stand and what position they want to be in. You have to laugh because there's nothing else you can do. Just very worrying signs for Wakefield in terms of how they complete this game. Everyone's shrugging their shoulders, not sure what to do. These 2 Saints subs have been warming up and they haven't come on yet.
Put a red, blue and white shirt on. We'll have them.
No one tell them. But these are concerning times. Saints players passing the ball around amongst themselves to stay warm. 44-0 the scoreline. at the moment. The Faye Gaskin show so far. She's kicked 5 of 8. Hat-trick of tries as well. Pretty much trying to hand in the rest of them as well. And still concerned behind the post, so I think someone's knees hurt. Have you heard that one? You don't have to apologise for industrial language on YouTube, it's okay.
So I think that Claire Reynolds says it's a negative.
It was hurt knee, yes. I did suggest on social media yesterday, without giving the game away that was here today, I would run on the pitch during breaks in play to try and interview players, but unfortunately I have to run all the way down the steps to go on the field and then come back up, which I think about the fitness levels for that at the moment. But both teams are warming up now, going through a few drills as they try and stay warm.
Be careful here. They don't want to trip up and get another injury.
Well, yes, as you say, in the first half, the two players who've gone to hospital clashed with each other, so it's just one of those days. I don't know. What do we say to Wayne after the game? It's like you've delegated this task to me today.
Yeah.
Wayne,
how do you reflect on that game? She's up as Danny, she's alright.
That's good news, yeah. Just making her way behind the sticks, as you can see. It looks like she's going down the tunnel, so yeah, I think Wakefield are down to no players on the bench, certainly. I'm going to have to count how many are on the field.
I think we've got 13 and that's all we've got now. Oh yeah, we've got one sub. 2 subs and Pinders. 1 probably on her way.
And Saints still going forward and still looking dangerous all the time. Physical tackle there. Saints players not too happy about it, but nothing dangerous about it according to the referee, and they play on. The ball's in the arms of Gaskin, and the ball back on the inside to Gladman. Always runs hard. Very physical player. She's looking to get her name on the score sheet, as I thought she had earlier. Nice pass outside, and eventually it's in the arms of Avenel, but the referee says there was a knock on. Say nice pass outside, it wasn't any of the sort, was it? The big overlap.
Big loop-in one.
Yeah, Saints, again, a bit more composure. Could have had more points on the board there, but was not to be this time for Saints. So plenty of time for stoppages at the end of this match. As they pack down, and again Wakefield will start 10 metres out from their own line, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to find those gaps and break through.
She nearly got penalised there for going behind the player. The referee let her off.
On the live wire, Hooker Zanway taken down just outside the 20. As Swain acts as the dummy runner again, and it's just these 5 metres at the moment for Wakefield, having to do it tough this afternoon. Saints leading 44 points to 0, but it's that 0. It's that great defensive effort from St Helens this afternoon, which is really keeping Wakefield at bay. Swain, the captain again, takes the ball in one-handed. Takes 2 Saints to stop her, but she's stands up in the tackle, which takes a bit of time out of things. And again, final play. Who will get the ball to kick it away? It's a knock-on at the play of the ball. And Swain's hobbling now. And
have to suck it up, Danny. I think you're going to have to finish this one off.
This
half
is
a leg, half an arm.
It's just keep going. There's nothing more you can do. Just keep going. But the physio's back on. Saints will start just outside the 40-metre line. And they just look that bit faster, that bit more energy about them, because they haven't had much defensive work to do. Wakefield trying to slow the play of the ball down. I don't know if that's a wise tactic at the moment, because the referee will be ready with the whistle. He deems to have wasted too much time. Swain lays on and slows down the play of the ball. Kroll this time. She runs well and gets the ball to Gaskin, who's taken down 20 metres short. Good defence here from Wakefield, keeping Saints at bay at the moment as they switch down to that left-hand side. I've spoken too soon. That's another good tackle, or half tackle. And again, Saints are inside the 10, so dangerous moments here for Wakefield. Saints with the numbers on this right-hand side, but they go down the middle. And again, taken down just short of the line. Might have been the wrong option again there. Will they go from dummy half? They go back outside. It's to Harris, who gets the ball outside this time to Partington. Ball goes through her legs, and again, St Helens have had a couple of attempts here to
it's good defence, really.
Yeah,
I thought Tara
Stanley
were going to go straight through, like she did in the first half. But no, they held on to her well and turned onto her back. And to be honest, they were good because they held the line, didn't they? And
yeah, I think, as I said in that first half, Saints still guilty of overplaying things in this game. With the effort Wakefield have put in, and from watching any rugby league, the more effort you put in defensively, the tighter you're going to get as the game goes on. I don't think they need to play as cleverly as they think. They can keep it simple and score points here, Saints, but obviously from a Wakefield perspective, it's good that they're not, and they're trying to overthink things as Wakefield make those yards and get up to the 30-metre line. Just short. Again, all the numbers on this right-hand side. Slow play the ball. Hooker's not happy, and she gets the penalty. So relieving one for Wakefield. Get back-to-back sets for the first time in a long time. Can they get points on the board? That'd be some achievement with no players left on the interchange bench, or it appears no players left on the interchange bench anyway. And Swain from the tap gets them up to halfway. Be good to see Wakefield score in this one as a reward for their efforts, but you can see from the Saints defence they're desperate for that not to happen. Well, that was a very flat pass, but well taken by Hurst, who's just short of the 40-metre line. So Wakefield looking, as I say, for their first points of the game. They go down the right-hand side.
Looking some better meters now with these.
Yeah, a bit of energy about this sets from Wakefield, which is fair play with all the effort they put in defensively. As Shackleton this time is taken down.
Getting some joy with that Emma Ryan little short play at the line. She's been threading a few players through.
Yeah, it's about 20 metres short of the line. What can Wakefield do here? As it's in the arms of Wood, who's taken down 20 up. Last tackle. Can they force another set from St Helens? At least peg them back as far as they can. Here comes the kick. It's over the top. Not well dealt with there by Saints, and that's good from Wakefield. They forced the goal line dropout. Partington unsure about the ball there, and Wakefield forced their first dropout of the game. So, all in all, a good couple of minutes of play there from Wakefield.
Yeah, it's probably the best set they've had in the game, isn't it? They've run hard out of their own line. They've got a penalty because of a quick play from Zanre, and a couple of breaks and a good kick that were chased well. So yeah, probably the best set of the game, and some rewards for the hard defence that the ladies have been putting in.
See how far the goal line dropout goes. Not a bad one from Saints as well, as Ryan takes the ball, passes it to Gatling, who runs up just short of the 20-metre line. Good powerful run as Zanre at dummy half passes the ball back on the inside. Wakefield making some good metres here at the moment, just pegging and pushing Saints back as they look for their first score of the game. Which way is she going? She points right, she goes left, as all hookers do. They always try to deceive. I think players would have learnt by now as Swain, the captain. She had that little knock earlier, but seems to be going okay. Taken down 10 short. All the numbers on this left-hand side, they're numbering up here. Here comes the ball out wide, but unfortunately it goes into touch. And Wakefield's best passage of play of the game ends with a disappointing pass into touch. A few players down on their knees. Energy certainly being sapped out of them in this one, and I think it helps when you end a play like that, and maybe a bit of adrenaline running through them, going back-to-back sets and getting the goal line dropout, but unable to take advantage. And Saints pack the scrum down quickly. They'll be looking to catch Wakefield again here. Score from anywhere on the pitch this Saints side, you feel, as they resume 20 metres out from their own line. 42 points to 0. 3 tries from Faye Gaskin in that first half. Adding 5 goals for her as well, and it's been a good team performance from the Saints, looking to go back into third. And they get a penalty there just short of the halfway line. So just what you don't want. Gaskin will kick to touch. And let's see where Saints start this next set, because as I say, they can score anywhere on the field, but the positive for Wakefield in this second half is they've only conceded 2 tries so far, despite having no players, it appears at times. So Saints will start this set when they find the ball. It's only gone into the stand. About 35 metres out from the Wakefield line. But if the Wakefield players have got no one on the bench, they're having to be the ball operatives, as I believe is the term these days. Ball is in the hands of Gaskin as they get the ball out through the centre of the field. Nice half break, and Cunningham gets the ball. They've got a big overlap here. Have Saints say could have passed, they didn't need to pass, and that is their third try of this second half. I think that's Bush, one of the substitutes, who's over. And it takes Saints to 48-0 in front. Didn't need to use up the tackles on that set. Didn't need to use the runners on the outside as well. Makes the kick easier for Gaskin. I think it was Bush, the 15, who was over there. Again, apologies if I've got the wrong player. Referee calls time off because the kicking tee's not out there. Come on, ref.
Just let it tick away.
Come on. And Gaskin will look to put Saints past the 50-point mark with this kick bang in front of the posts. Again, it was a nice spell of play for Wakefield, but just couldn't get that final pass. And well, Saints, you give them a penalty, you give them possession, you give them an overlap. And they score their latest, their 9th try of the game. Gaskin with the conversion to tick us past the 50-point mark. It's now on points difference. They are above Leeds again in the Super League table. Leeds 50 points, no winners at York earlier. 2 wins at York in a week for the Rhinos. Kick is good. That is 50 points to 0. So the bookmakers had them at 48-point favourites before the game, so that didn't factor in all the injuries. Wait for doing it the hard way.
But positively, Clarion has got her knee strapped up.
She's ready to come back on if needed.
Problem knee.
It's again, it's a tricky one, as it was saying. Do your risk plays in this situation? But you almost have to, because when you run out of bodies, not much else you can do. So comfortable for Saints, 50 points to 0. See what they can do. Wakefield here, can they force an error? Wasn't the cleanest of starts for Saints in this half. Wakefield need to try and make an advantage there, but Cunningham with the passing side again to Gladman, who makes a good 15 metres. 3 Wakefield players take her down, and that Saints start again about 30 metres out from their own line. Up to the 40 already. Good quick running from this Saints side. They have been impressive this afternoon, as you'd expect a team who've won 3 of their 4 in Super League so far. It's a Bradford, a Wigan and Featherstone. Again, looking for the offload there, but just taken down over the halfway line. So a dangerous position again for this Saints side, as it's the 17 Lovejoy off the bench who's taken down 30 metres away. Well, that's one of those penalties where you've probably seen that happen all over the pitch, haven't you, during this game? And unfortunately for Wakefield, they get pinged for it, and Gaskin will kick to touch. Maybe a bit of fatigue coming in for Wakefield now. A monumental defensive effort. Just have to give credit to Saints. They have not given Wakefield an inch in this contest as they get the ball into the centre of the field. Gaskin with a nice pass. Here's the pass inside. Taken down just short of the line there was Birchall. Again, numbers on this left. Cunningham. And here comes the pass, and here comes the try. It's Partington, Ebony Partington in at the corner. Williams turns from scorer to provider, and the Saints go 54 points to nil up with the kick to come, though a tricky one this time for Gaskell. Partington off the bench. And Wakefield just running low on numbers on those wings. Weren't able to shift the numbers out quick enough. Saints with the overlap. And it's damage limitation time for Trinity. Tricky situation to be in, this one. As a player, as a coach, as a spectator. You know you're always going to be up against it. Then you're even further up against it as the game goes on. Tricky kick for Gaskin. Can she extend the Saints lead further? Her 10th kick of the match. Good efforts, but just didn't quite have the heights or the power. Dropped short of the line. So 54-0 to St Helens. I look at the clock, but I'm not sure how much.
That's whistle to whistle. So there's 8 minutes left, whistle to whistle.
Plus about another 10 or something on top of that.
Yeah. You might just let the. He might have forgotten to stop his.
Yeah. Really, wasted as much time as you want here, Wakefield. An awful position they're in, because you know in a game like this, you're not going to win. There's not much you can do. They are still. The Saints have got more on now wanting to defend the nil than anything else in the game. Of course, they want to score points, but an impossible situation to be in as we resume. And it's in the arms of Cunningham. Just short of the 10-metre line. She's already made 10 on the kick return. Takes it 20. Good kick return if she was in the NFL. And Cunningham plays the ball with Saints 30 metres out from their own line. They're looking for options left and right again there. There's the number 13, Beth Stotts. She's taken down over the 40. Again, they're making yards. And a knock on there. That was, I don't want to say a bit harsh there, but obviously we want Wakefield to get the decisions their way. But not sure what Stott could have done there, really, to play the ball cleaner.
She just wanted a quick play. The ball, Wakefield players were still around. It's one of them where sometimes they put it down on the opposition's foot and it spills, and
there's another rule. No one seems to know what the
flipper coin.
Yeah, tricky for the referees. The laws and the rules of the games don't make it easy, as unfortunately for Wakefield there. Slow play the ball because he was sat on. So Zannery waits at dummy half. She's shrug of the shoulders there, doesn't know where she's going this way, but she passes inside to Gatlin, who runs the ball up and gets them just short of the 20-metre line. It looks like they're going right this time, and they do. So the arms of Ryan, who's taken late there. Stays down, so that's not good for Wakefield. Gets back up this time, a little bit of a hobble, shakes it off. Swain this time gets it back out on the left-hand side. Last tackle. Can Wakefield get their first points of the game here? Said Swain would have to play in every position, so he's playing like a halfback there. Decent enough kick, but Saints get hold. And Wakefield are offside. Saints are offside, rather. And Wakefield get the penalty.
Yeah, I think she kicked it and the player in front of her recollected it, so.
Bumblebee joined us in the commentary box. That was quite worrying as Wakefield look for those first points of the game. Hurst, one of Wakefield's impressive performers this year, plays the ball and they move it out onto the right. Swain, arms up. Kroll's a very physical presence, her opposite number for St Helens. Very impressive player. As Wakefield unfortunately knock on, and again a chance goes begging for Wakefield. Gatlin just couldn't keep hold, and the scrum will pat down with the head and feed going to St Helens 10 metres out from their own line. 54 points to nil in front. It's difficult to find new things to say at this point in the game. when there's not much more you can say about this St Helens performance. Wakefield are just trying to hang in there at the moment, and credit to them for doing that. As we said in the first half, if people just joined us, promoted to Super League this season, Saints beat the team who were Wakefield's big rivals last year in the Championship, 96-0 in the Cup last week. Obviously, Wakefield have improved in the off-season, but still have got a lot of work to do to catch up with these top sides. And Saints are one of those top sides. Just missed out on the grand final last year, losing to Wigan in the semi-finals, the eventual champions, of course. And they had a few players out through injury last year and still have some quality players on the sidelines. And that'll be one of the big dangers here, looking to make up for finishing 2018 trophyless. As everyone's got the Tigers in their sights. Nice run then again from Gladman. She's impressed this afternoon. Keeps going. She's still going, and she's over. Well, I don't know if I should say that was impressive from her, but the Wakefield defence there, don't be too critical. But
I think the girls will be critical of themselves there. I know she's a big unit to stop, but they wrapped the ball, didn't they? Because she's dangerous with the offload.
Unfortunately, they couldn't wrap her.
Yeah.
And as you say, she's difficult to tackle. And I don't say you feel sorry for the Wakefield players at the moment, because they won't want you to feel sorry for them, but they're doing it hard. And they'll know themselves that, yes, there's plenty of reasons why perhaps they haven't been as competitive as they'd like to be in this game. But also, you've still got to make those tackles. And Gladman there with good efforts.
Yeah, I think Wakefield will be disappointed that this isn't the best version that they've shown of themselves. I think they know they can do better, and they'll probably be disappointed that they've not shown that this afternoon.
Is that Brearley down injured now again?
I think it's Jess Woods.
Oh, Woods, sorry.
Yeah. So I think Shackleton will going to come off and Reynard will going to come on, but I think Woods are going to come off instead. Get back on Anime.
Yeah, they're having to do it tough this afternoon, Wakefield, but Saints, they've hit the 58-point mark now. Oh, nice swirling kick there from Gaskin.
Little pitching wedge.
Yeah, very nice effort, and that is the 60 up, so 60 points to 0 to St Helens. Just keep saying that they have played very well. Again, you think their coach may be slightly upset with some of their passes they've tried that haven't come off for them this afternoon, but overall, you can't be too upset when you score 60 points and you nil your opponents. And that's what they've done so far. We're heading swiftly towards the end of 40 minutes. How much stoppage time we'll have for those 2 long injury breaks, I don't know, but we shall see. Saints will be looking to pile some more points on. Not a bad couple of weeks for them, is it? Was that an aggregate score of 156-0 so far, or something like that? So some good defensive work from Saints in the past 2 matches. And of course, as mentioned, Wakefield and St Helens will both have their eyes on the Challenge Cup quarter-final draw made later this afternoon. Both hoping for a home tie. Saints would probably fancy a trip back here again after this result, but see who Wakefield can get, and that's good play. They've taken the ball one-on-one. Good tackle there by Billington. So back on the field, having hobbled off earlier, been helped off the field, but that's the credit you've got to give to the players. Is the fact that they're playing on when obviously they're busted, because they've got to keep going for the rest of their team. And we've got 2 players go to hospital in the first half. Another 2 players limp off, but they're still coming back on and trying to get some points on the board and trying to stop this St Helens tide. It's difficult to do so, but you can't knock the effort. You can't knock the determination from this Wakefield side this afternoon, as they again run the ball up just over the 40. Referee calls held, and again Zanre arms up in the air appealing to the referee, but the referee's not interested. Good hard tackle there, and Hursty's taken down 30 outs. Last tackle. What will Wakefield do here? Saints players shouting no penalties as the ball is kicked. Not a bad one. Bounces nicely though into the arms of the Saints, who will look down that left hand side as Wakefield play down in back play, which won't help, and the Saints will go the distance here. This will be a simple one for St Helens. It's unlucky there because the kick wasn't a bad one, but it did bounce nicely, and the Saints are over again, and that will make it 64 points to 0.
Yeah, I just think Chloe just a bit overeager on the chase, wasn't she? She chased well, but she got to the player and she couldn't steady her feet, and she just stepped around her.
I think that was Leah Burke with us, right, but I'm not 100% sure. The Saints winger had plenty of opportunity in that first half, didn't quite fall to her. Again, apologies if I've got the players' names wrong.
No, I think you're right. She would be over on that side, wouldn't she?
That was my assumption. But
number 2 doesn't know. They don't play in the right numbers, do they?
No, in fact, those old people. The days before squad numbers, when it was easy to work. Mind you, for Wakefield, there'd be no help today because everyone's in the wrong place anyway. There's Bridley's there hobbling. I think she was the one who was caught down in back play, wasn't she? But here's the latest conversion attempt, the 12th try for St Helens now. Fairly quiet half for Gaskin in the second half, and almost put the mockers on them, didn't I? I said Wakefield's defence had held well for a period. They scored those 2 tries early in the second half, and it took them a while to get back onto the scoreboard, but they're pulling away now. 66-0 the scoreline. 8 from 12 from the boot for Gaskin to add on to those 3 first half tries. Every player looks like they've got some kind of knock or some kind of issue. I'm not sure who's going to kick the ball off this time. Might be Swain. I think it might be Danny. She's going to do everything on the pitch tonight. But wait for having to play busted at the minute. Some big games still to come, of course, over the season. Kicking tee's broken now. That's injured.
So that's end of official time. We're well out, good 2 minutes over. How many extras are going to play as a ref?
Go on, ref, blow up. There's the kick is back to Cunningham. She takes it back a couple of steps and she runs the ball up and gets the ball outside to Gladman, scorer of the 11th Saints try. They're down 25 metres out from their own line. Ball back inside with Williams, a try scorer in the first half. 3 Wakefield players take her down. The Saints move their way up to the 40. Cunningham again, this time from dummy half, makes a half break and taken down well by the Wakefield defence. They are still trying to keep Saints at bay in this one, but Saints very hard side, and here comes the ball outside again, and there's no defence on this right hand side, but Partington doesn't get the ball from Birchall. And it's Jones at dummy half. She scored the first try, seems like ages ago now, was Harris in possession. And they're taken down 5 away. Last tackle. Can Saints increase their score here, or will Wakefield's defence hold out once more? They get the ball out onto that left-hand side. It's into the arms of Cunningham. That looked a flat pass. It looked forward. It was forward. And that is the turnover. So Wakefield hold firm there, and Saints again in a good position. Wakefield force the error. So they will play the ball 10 outs. No idea how much time's left now because we had those long injury stoppages in both halves of this game. So purely at the referee's discretion, of course. Time you see on screen, not the official time. Swain, big hit there by Saints. They're still going, and referee set was too high. Not sure it was high, but we're going to complain and Wakefield get the penalty. And just working out what to do this time. So they're going to kick on. They're going to tap it, of course they are. And, well, it's not your day. It's not your day. And that is the end of the day. I think the referee might have been a bit generous there, but fair play to him for that. Well, not much Wakefield could do in this one. St Helens dominant from minute 1 to minute 80. 66 points to 0. And played it busted. 2 players going to a hospital in the first half for a clash amongst themselves. Another 2 or 3 players hobbling off in that second half and having to come back on. So, tough afternoon for Wakefield. St Helens, I think the most impressive thing about them today has been their defence. They have given Wakefield nothing. Reminds me of the first game of the season at Leeds, where Leeds' defence just tried to hold Wakefield out, gave them no field position, And Wakefield, because they had very few opportunities, just unable to take any of them when they did get into that Saints 20, which took them, did you say, until the 41st minute to do so, didn't it? So, tough afternoon for Wakefield. Plenty of lessons, though, to be learned from this one. And the Saints go marching on, I guess is the thing. And
yeah, so I guess now put that one to bed and look who we are getting the Challenge Cup. Hopefully we get a game down here, but the next league game is 30th of June. Wigan Warriors come into town. That game on the Our League app.
Oh, yes.
So that's the next league game, but yeah, we'll look tonight, see who we should look for in the Challenge Cup. But yeah, well beat this afternoon. I don't think much to go over again with the coaching staff. I think they'll probably not even look at the tape again. I think they just need to know that they need to defend better. And I think they had a good couple of attempts with the ball. But yeah,
if you don't have possession, you don't have time with the ball, there's not a lot you can do. And Saints in attack. Faye Gaskin, obviously the star performer. Hat-trick of tries in the first half, 8 from 12 with the boot. But a fairly good performance from Saints from 1 to 17. And they had 17 players by the end of the game, I think, and Wakefield just ran out of numbers. And, well, it's just, you expected the game to go Saints' way. The game went Saints' way, as you say. Dust yourselves off, move on to next week.